Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to another video from TW White & Sons. Here we have today a Mazda 3. This is the 2-litre SKYACTIV-G. So that's the 122 PS version, that's the power output. And this is in the Sport Lux spec. So good spec, probably the most popular spec. I mean, these are very well spec'd as standard. Above this you can get things like the Bose stereo and the leather seats. But this still has all the safety devices, sat-nav, Bluetooth, and blind spot monitoring, Apple CarPlay, etc, etc. But we'll come onto that in more detail when we get in the car. Now the car was actually delivered directly to me from our buying department over at Byfleet. This didn't belong to a previous customer. A lot of our used cars, if you've watched many of our other videos, we've supplied new and serviced and taken back in part exchange, and we tend to have known the people for quite a period of time in some cases. But this one, I didn't know the previous owner. I've got the service history in the car. It's got a full service history. It just needs a few little cosmetic bits. There's a few curved wheels and need to give it a good valet, etc, which will of course be done over the next few days. But being automatic, quite excited about having this. In fact, I'm quite excited about having any used car at the moment. If you have a look at our forecourt, it looks like we're closing down. We're just not getting enough cars at the moment, and as soon as we get them, we kind of have customers lined up for them. It's just seems to be the market at the moment. Anyhow, this is presented in soul red crystal, black cloth interior. I do like these cars. Very quiet, very refined. If you've had a Mazda 3 before, I mean, Mazda have always made very good cars, but this sort of generation, the kind of new generation of the Mazda, very quiet, I would say, very refined, because they're trying to sort of break that premium market, or that traditional premium market is what I'd rather call them, because I think premium market cars of the past aren't really that premium today, apart from the badges. Now you've got a good sized boot. Okay, I always gauge a good sized boot is whether I can fit a child's pushchair and all the bits and pieces that go with it. It's something I wouldn't have considered some years ago, but since being a father, I understand now why people are so concerned about boot size. There's a space under there. I believe you could put a spare wheel. You could have that as an accessory, but this day and age, I don't think a lot of people would even attempt to change a wheel, and you of course get roadside assistance with the car. The car's got reverse sensors, reverse camera, front sensors as well, privacy glass in the rear. So let's go into the vehicle. Right, so let me hop inside. Okay. Now let's have a look here. So let me start the car up. Now these are all keyless start. So foot on the brake, you press this button here, the car will burst into life. I'm going to put the window up and the air conditioning on, radio down of course, because it is rather warm today. It says 23, it feels warmer. But the mileage, I had the mileage there we go, 31,002 miles. Okay. I've got the service history here. So this car was supplied by Mill Cars. They're a North London dealer, Watford. Quite a lot, I think the largest Mazda dealer. So in January 2020 it had its PDI, pre-delivery inspection. It was actually registered on the 17th of Jan, so it is a 2020 car. And then it had a service a year later at 6615, a year after that 15442, and almost a year after that 25758. So there'll be another entry put in here from TW White & Sons, a sales check, like a 101 point check, just to make sure everything is tickety boo. Anything that requires doing, changing, replacing will be done. Okay, so there's the service history there. Now these are really well spec'd, as previously mentioned. Dual zone climate control, heated seats, 3-stage CD player. You've got USB there, a USB here, and then of course you can pair your phone up, and if you have a smartphone, which I'd say most people do these days, you can access the apps, Spotify, WhatsApp, etc. And if you don't want to use the built-in sat-nav, of course you can use one of the sat-navs on your phone. You've got reverse camera, okay, sensors and front sensors. Now these cars are a mild hybrid. I know people are, tend to, my next car should be a hybrid. We do a self-charging hybrid, full hybrid. We do a plug-in hybrid now. These are mild hybrids, so the CX-30, CX-5, Mazda 3. So what a mild hybrid is, it's not exclusive to Mazda. Any energy is an energy flow meter to help demonstrate what I'm about to say. Any energy lost that you normally lose from braking or slowing down, that will actually be redirected into this secondary battery which is in the vehicle. It's got 6 cells, so that charges up. Currently it's on 2 cells. That will charge up and that will run all the bits and pieces in the car, your lights, radio, etc. Therefore less strain on the engine, uses less fuel. Okay, so it's got that and cylinder deactivation, so the car will actually run on 2 cylinders when you're coasting. You wouldn't even know it's happening, and that's a part of the lean burn process. Okay, so it is a efficient vehicle. I think in about another 5 years time you're going to get more hybrids. I think that is self-charging hybrids of the future, in my personal opinion. I think they make good sense, and mild hybrids, very fuel efficient, petrol and diesel engines. I do even think diesel's going to have still got a bit of a future. Right, entertainment, so you've got DAB radio, Bluetooth, etc, etc. All right, I mean, with DAB, I'm sure there's something for everyone. Look at that, something there to entertain you. Okay, so moving on, communication. So you've got your telephone, you can access your call lists, etc. Navigation, I mean, it's really good, this navigation, but as I say, you can use your the navigation on your phone. In-vehicle displays, you've got a heads-up display. Hopefully you can see that there in the windscreen. So you don't have to look down for the speed, etc. It's all displayed up there. You can change, cluster display. So at the moment it's hold on, what have I done here? See, look, you can change. Did you see that? How that changed? So you can have fuel efficiency and range, type 1 or type 2. So that's type 2. You can turn it off completely. Yeah, so you can play around with that. All right. Nice display actually. That it's all like sort of backlit. First saw that in a Range Rover maybe 15 years ago. Thought it looked really smart, and obviously it filters its way down. Probably more reliable than a Range Rover. Connectivity settings, there your smartphone settings are in there. But the main thing, I mean, this is likely to be someone's family car. Now, I've become very safety conscious since becoming a father, so I like all this here. You've got driver assistance systems, radar cruise control, so active cruise control, will slow you down if the car in front slows down, etc. So that's really good for fuel consumption, really. Safety features, rear cross traffic alert, so if you're coming out of a parking space or your driveway, it'll warn you if someone's coming the other way. Lane departure warning, if you were to veer out of a lane without indicating, it will vibrate the steering wheel. You of course can change these settings. Blind spot monitoring, so there's a light in the wing mirror there and there. If somebody was to overtake you or undertake you, that will illuminate. So all good stuff. Active safety, lane keep assist, it will help keep you in lane. I mean, that's kind of scary, isn't it? It's one step closer to driverless cars. I of course, and I think Mazda, they want people who want to drive their cars, but these things do help. Smart city braking, so the brakes will apply themselves should you get too close. Speed alert, the list goes on. The car is very well spec'd, okay, and very quiet. As I say, I want to emphasize that. And also, if you have a look at our used cars, you'll see we've got BMWs, Mercedes, Audis, all the usual sort of premium branded cars. Unless you went for a really top model, one of their top models, they're comparable models to this. I wouldn't say are made any better, but make your own mind up. Come and have a look and a feel. But we're starting to attract the younger drivers now who would have gone for those type of cars. I think Mazda's reputation, for reliable cars is also going for, quite desirable vehicles, as well as obviously our sports cars. You've got a 6-speed automatic gearbox, and it's 6-speed with a torque converter, so it's seamless, it's smooth, it doesn't roll back on hills, so that's a real plus point. Okay, now if you'd like any further information on the vehicle, please do not hesitate to ask. nothing is too much bother, okay? And should it be out of our working hours, don't let that prevent you from inquiring. Pick up the phone, leave a voicemail. We get notified of the voicemail, we will call you back, okay? Alternatively, drop us an email. We do pick them up out of hours. If you've got a part exchange and it's not a Mazda, don't worry, you'll get the best deal with a part exchange regardless of what you have, which is why we have all sorts of makes and models in on our used car offering, okay? So do all those things you're heavily encouraged to do these days. So every time I turn the radio or TV on, I'm asked to put a reg number in. Please do all that, of course. But we want your car, we want your part exchange, and you'll get the best deal with a part exchange. Okay. Please look at our reviews. It'll give you a good idea of what sort of people we are to do business with. And of course, you get a year's warranty, year's roadside assistance, European cover, home start, so a comprehensive warranty, not like the usual ones you get, sort of 3 months and £200 claim limits. But of course, if you want to extend the year's warranty, you can do so. We've got great finance facilities. Please just do inquire within. Warranty extension, delivery facilities, etc, etc. So I want to thank you for watching the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I certainly have done, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you. Bye bye.